All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. It's a couple minutes past 6. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Amy Kopecki. I'm the Youth and Special Events Supervisor here at the Park District. I have Julie Grieve with me, who is the Recreation Program Manager. Robin Battaglia is the Youth Coordinator, and Debbie Majak, who is our Customer Service Manager. Tonight's information is based on the current guidelines of what is allowed, and we will adjust our program, as the guidelines change, and maybe we open it up and we can, accommodate more people or less people, or our program will follow the current guidelines. Tonight we're going to go over a little bit of the history of the program, a little bit of what a typical day is. We're going to talk about our academy classes, who our staff are, communication, emergency procedures, specific information for kindergartners, how to prepare for BTB, and then at the end, Debbie is going to go ahead and walk us through a full registration. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
I'm sorry, Amy, I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
If anyone has questions, are we going to cover that in the next slide?
So if you have any questions, please comment in the chat, but please direct it to Julie Grieve. She will be the one monitoring our chat this evening. So Beyond the Bell started at Roosevelt School in 2013 and was launched at over all the schools in 2014. Historically, we have over 1,000 students in our schools. Obviously, that's a little bit different this year due to the current COVID-19 guidelines. We are limited to the number of students that we have at each school. Again, once mitigations change, phases change, we're hoping to open it up to more. And then Beyond the Bell is an enriching before and after school program that encourages recreation activity through arts, crafts, indoor, outdoor play, academy classes at our homework area. And I'm going to pass it over to Robin, who's kind of go through some typical day-to-day BTB information.
Hello, thanks for joining us all. Some of the things I wanted to talk about were like the drop off and pick up. At drop off in the morning, guardians will be required to confirm the daily questions about COVID symptoms and whether or not they have been in contact with anyone who tested positive. And the staff will be at the door to greet you. They're visible with their light blue shirts for counselors. The coordinators have the dark blue shirt, and they always have the Beyond the Bell lanyard. At pickup time, we ask to see a photo ID to make sure that we're releasing your child to the person indicated on EPAC. That's something that we'll cover a little bit more later. We do check IDs until we recognize the pickup person, but there's always a chance that we're training new staff at that position. So having your ID ready is a good plan. Please talk to the site coordinator if you need to immediately add someone to your authorized pickup list, and they can work that out with you. The staff and the students need to wear a face covering at all times at this point, inside and out. If those guidelines from CDC change, we certainly will adapt. With the EPACT, that'll be your place to indicate whether or not your child is using medication, whether or not they have allergies. If you need to have your child take medicine during the program hours, you would also complete a medical dispensing form. Both of these forms can be found on the Park Ridge Park District website, which is prparks.org. And BTB is supposed to be a fun place. We don't like to think about discipline and procedures, but if a situation arises, we will contact you and work through the best solution for your child, for other children and the staff, and yourself. Who are our staff? Each site is supervised with quality, experienced site coordinator who oversees the operations of the BTB counselors. The counselors are a mix of mature adults and enthusiastic college and high school students. Training for the staff is an ongoing throughout the year. We have a 10-to-1 ratio for our staff to students at each site. Staff are chosen due to their interest in working with children. Many of our high schoolers are directed to us from the D207 internship program, which and are often specializing in early education at both Maine South or at Maine East High School. Of our mature counselors, a high percentage of them work in support roles at D64 in the lunch program and are familiar with the kids in the school. And a typical day at Beyond the Bell. Morning is quiet times, time to finish your homework. The gyms will open up at around 7:50 in the morning. 8:40 is line up and go to the classroom. So we welcome kids anytime after 7 a.m. with a time that works for your family to drop off. That's the point where guardians are asked a short series of the COVID questions. In both morning and afternoon, we'll try to get outside, weather permitting, and enjoy supervised recreational time. At this time, we're limiting common touch items such as board games and Legos, but the kids do have crafts and organized games after school. We also ask that they bring a nut-free snack from home for them to enjoy in the afternoon. And how to prepare for BTB. So we've mentioned the EPAC linked a lot. So, you know, unfortunately, accidents can happen at any kind of program with kids. So it's important to have the EPAC form filled out before the first day of Beyond the Bell. When you register for Beyond the Bell, it generates a link for you to fill out all of the emergency contact information, medical information. If you are already registered for a Park Ridge Park District camp, that information will transfer over and you will just need to confirm it on your end. At this time, face coverings are recommended for the whole time they're at our program. So an extra mask is certainly a good thing to have in case they become, you know, wet or icky in some way. The snacks are provided from home. Label everything so that we don't have a problem returning it to them and to you. And communicate with the child about what the program is going to be like, something about what they can expect, just to help them, you know, make that transition. Academy classes currently on hold. We are hoping to offer academy classes in the fall. Those are an additional charge. Programs that we've had offered successfully before will include art-themed, science, nature, cooking, technology, magic workshop. And let's see, I'm going to pass this back to Amy to talk a little more about communication with the Beyond the Bell staff.
Okay, my video is going. Okay. Oh. All right, so we're going to talk about communication. I apologize. I don't know why my camera is not turning back on. We believe communication is very important between parents and you know, the staff. So we are open communication. Parents are able to communicate with the school through the site coordinator via the site phone or email. You'll get both of those prior to start of BTB. In addition, you can always contact Rob Battaglia, the youth coordinator, or myself. The park district also has a working Google Doc with every school. So every classroom teacher has access to this document, and the moment that we update it, it's updated on their end. Another thing we do is we provide electronic newsletters. We give you updates of what's been going on in the program. We like to share photos from the program. We talk about upcoming academy classes, some of the fun projects we've been working on. And then we always do a staff highlight because we feel it's important for you to know the wonderful staff that are working with your children. This is our illness plan. Anyone exhibiting COVID-19 symptoms during BTB, they will be immediately isolated in a designated area and be picked up immediately. If there is, we will notify you if there's any confirmed case of COVID-19 at BTB, if there is exposure to a confirmed case or a possible exposure to a case of COVID-19. Families and participants may be required to provide written documentation provided by a physician that the child is no longer communicable before they can return to BTB. And then lastly, this has happened since we returned to BTB. If your child's classroom has been placed on quarantine, please let us know. We will credit you. We will absolutely credit you for the days that you're not in attendance at BTB. And then your child can rejoin BTB once their quarantine period has ended. Emergency procedures. All staff are trained on emergency procedures, including lost child, tornado, fire, suspicious person, such as someone on the playground. You know, the Park Ridge also has a Thor guard. Our staff know that what to listen to. If it's one long blast, it's seek cover fast. If it's 3 short sounds, it's safe to be around. And then closing or moving facilities. This is something that rarely happens. But if it does for any reason, such as electricity, flooding, unsafe conditions, etc., and we do have to leave the facility during program hours, we will notify you. We'll update the website. We'll send an email. We will update the voicemail on the BTB cell phone. We will make sure that you are aware of what is happening. Kindergarten transportation. This is always a big question every year. And right now we are going over what at this time is the plan for kindergarten for next year. So PM extended day kindergartners will be transported from Jefferson to their home school by District 64. When they arrive there in the afternoon, a BTB staff member will greet the bus and check in each student at their home school. BTB does not transport from AM to AM extended at Jefferson School, but I believe there is a 4-care available at Jefferson School. Now, this is all a little bit confusing, so we do have kind of a flow chart on the next slide that I will walk you through. So we're going to start on the register for AM kindergartner. So let's say you've got a kindergartner at Roosevelt. They can sign up for the BTB for 4-care at Roosevelt School. They'll attend their kindergarten class. Then they will be bused from Roosevelt School to Jefferson for their extended day program. And then Jefferson, they will be bused back to Roosevelt after that program is over, and they can attend aftercare program at Roosevelt, and then the parents or guardians would pick up at the home school. If they're registered for PM kindergarten, you would drop off at Jefferson School. District 64 would bus to the home school. They would attend PM kindergarten, and then you can register for Beyond the Bell aftercare program, and then you would pick up at the home school. So I'll leave this chart up for a minute so you can kind of look at it. Again, we are recording this, so this will be on our website as well. I'll give you a minute to look at that. Okay, and next I'm going to turn this over to Debbie, who is going to go through our BTB registration information.
Hello, thanks for joining us this evening. We're going to talk through some registration for next year's school program. So priority registration, which is anybody that is currently enrolled in our Beyond the Bell program. So current registration and Priority will start May 3rd, which is a Monday at 9 a.m. Online, which is the preferred method at this time. Open enrollment to new students and new families will begin on May 7th at 9 a.m. Registration will remain open until noon on August 2nd or until a site has reached maximum enrollment. And then the registration at that point would be go onto a wait list. Any registrations received after noon on August 2nd will be placed on a wait list, and provided we're able to accommodate, then we can possibly open up starting on September 7th, and we would contact you usually by phone regarding that information. So Beyond the Bell, we want to keep this as affordable as possible while still offering a quality and enriching program for our kids. The average cost per day for before care is about $7. After care is about $10, other than Wednesdays, which is going to be around $13 for aftercare due to the early dismissals on Wednesday. You have two options for payments, which is either pay in full, or you could take advantage of the monthly payment plan, which will take your fee and divide that up over 10 payments, which would be August 15th through May 15th. And you would attach that either to a credit card or a checking account. There will be a $5 admin fee or service fee taking place again next school year for changes, and that would be $5 per child per change. So keep that in mind when you're registering for the program next week. Okay, so how to register. Right now, the most convenient way and the preferred method is online. However, if you'd rather come visit us at Main Park, we are here Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. We will go through a live demonstration of online registration next. So hang on one second while we switch some screens here.
Debbie, while you're doing that, I'm going to have Robin hop on. Robin, can you go into a little bit more detail about academy classes and when they're offered either in the morning or afternoon?
Sure. So we have typically offered the academy classes in the afternoon, primarily because the drop off in the morning varies so much. We don't have full capacity until really about 8:15 in the morning. And we go through other organizations. We've offered some exciting animal nature programs that Wildwood has done for us. They tend to be about a 4-week program, so it would be Thursday for 4 consecutive weeks. We've also worked with Brickton on different art classes. We've done cooking classes. So it's just kind of a fun diversion and learning experience for the kids. They have varied in cost depending on, the type of program, the length of the program. But that's something where you get the information for it in the monthly newsletter. So it is important to remember when you register that the email that you associate with your account is where any information from Beyond the Bell will go, where your newsletter will go, where the EPAC information will go. And if you have any other questions about that, feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Robin.
So thank you guys. So registering online. So you're going to go to our website, which is prparks.org. In the upper right-hand corner of your home screen is a green register button. So we're going to click on that green register button, and that'll take us to the online registration page. So you'll need to sign in as long as you have your account with us is active and good to go. You use your username, your password, log in. You'll get a little note saying you are logged in. The easiest way that I can suggest to search for Beyond the Bell is actually going to your search drop down, and then on the left column, choose activity search. I find it that if we go into the location and choose your school, your home school, I'm going to use Carpenter for the example for today. You just find your home school, click on that, and then click on search. And then all of your options for your home school will populate. So here's everything we have offering right now for next school year. So here's the Beyond the Bell Before Care. We're offering individual days, so a la carte, if you will, for before care, and then here's the aftercare options as well. So you can choose whatever days you need before and or after. So I'm just going to choose a few days here just to show you a multiple registration. So I'm going to do a Monday before, and I'm going to do a Wednesday before, and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to choose just a Tuesday after. That's what I need for my child's care for next school year. So you'll get this list here on the bottom. You're going to add to cart. And on the next screen, you're going to get their children or their family members that are able to register for the program. So you're going to check box each option you need for each family member. And then you're going to click continue. So here it says, okay, I did not meet a prerequisites. Let me cancel this. Canceling. Oh, I know why. Okay, that was my error. So I needed to make sure that my child is registered into a prerequisite class, which would be anything that we are offering right now for Beyond the Bell. So just give me one quick second. I can fix this. And we'll continue on. Sorry about that. Okay, it's telling me he is enrolled, so then why am I having a problem? Carpenter School, before care. Stephen. 627-0101. Now we have a small hiccup here. Sorry, I'm working on my desktop to see what I can do to fix this problem.
Debbie, when we tested earlier today, that one section worked. Can we go?
Yeah.
Maybe just have that one.
That's what I just chose, and it still gave me this error.
Well, I'm going to have go through the chat box and we'll go through some questions. All right, so Amy and Robin, I don't know, Amy, if you can pop your camera back on, but there's Robin. Okay, so here's a couple questions. Robin, you want to talk about the age groups and how mixed they are?
Well, I think, you know, when the program was at full force, meaning, you know, with a maximum capacity, there probably was a little more separation between the ages because kids would take attendance at their grade tables. Now our enrollment is small because the maximum number is driven by the capacity of the gyms and how, you know, how many children we could safely socially distance within that space. So the numbers are so low. I think the kids really play pretty interspersed. I mean, it might be partially because they're also happy to be back in a social environment, but I have seen in this past spring, the kids are very supportive of different ages. So.
And then the kindergartens, do you see that they stick mostly with themselves? Do they stay in the same group, or do they mix with other age groups?
I think the kindergartners mixed with the other age groups. I mean, especially the kindergartners, you know, they do seem a lot littler than the rest. There is always, you know, one or two of the 4th or 5th grade girls that want to, you know, be the big sister and lead them along, or, you know, they probably don't mix in certain games as much. You know, like I don't think I would see kindergartners playing some of the ball games as much, but they can play things like Army, Navy, some of our, you know, no contact games. They can certainly join in. And, you know, I think it's nice to have the different ages be a combined team, you know.
And Amy, I know I'm going to throw this question to you. I know this is the first time that we're setting up registration like this, where people can select their days. So the question is, do we prioritize registration for those who need 5-day coverage?
The only priority we give at this time is priority registration to currently enrolled participants, and then once open registration opens.
Yeah, we've never been able to prioritize based on the number of days. We try to get as many people as we can, and hopefully the guidelines will open up a little bit, and we will be able to allow more in the program. We also have a question about paperwork and if we need to change your address. So to change your address through the Park Ridge Park District rec track, you will need to contact the main park front office, or you can email them at recreation@prparks.org. I will put that in the chat for you. And then when you fill out your e-packed paperwork, you can update it yourself in there. The other thing I guess I want to mention, especially for those who are interested in the 5 days, because you are here with us tonight, I'm going to give you a secret that not everyone knows about registration that I have heard through the grapevine. So there's a wish list feature where you can add items to your wish list. And on Debbie's screen right now, if you look at that top right corner next to shopping cart, it has a wish list. So you can go in, you know, the night before registration, click all those, you know, 5-day programs, put them in your wish list. So when registration opens, you can go right to your wish list and add those items to your shopping cart so that you don't have to take the time to select them. So if you get nothing else out of this, that is your secret helpful hint that not many people know about.
And so, yeah, Julie, I just got a question asking about if Wednesdays seem to be more popular for aftercare because of early release. Yes, they are. How quickly do they fill up? This year it's different. We have limited capacity, so I can't give you that answer. But if you follow Julie's secret tip, it sounds like you can sign up for everything in one swoop.
All right, Debbie, are we back in action?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. It worked perfectly this afternoon, so I'm not quite sure what happened.
Because it's 2020.
Yeah, you're 2021. Okay, so we'll go back. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the delay. However, we got some questions answered. So I'm going to go back. I chose my school, Carpenter Elementary. And then I'm going to choose just the Monday before care. And I'm going to add that to my cart. It's going to ask me to select the family member needed. And then here you're going to have to answer this question. What grade will your child be entering in the fall? So you just pull down and then just choose what grade for that answer. Billing option, you can leave this copy billing option unchecked. Don't do anything with it because it doesn't do anything. And then on this next drop down here under billing option, you have your options to either pay in full. You could add a new checking account. You have the option of using an existing card on file, or you can add a new credit card. So I'm going to use the card I have here on file ending in 7879. And then you're going to scroll down. Here's all of our participation waivers and just some COVID checklist to keep in mind when, for the program. You check box the agree, and then you continue. And then there's no deposits needed this year for the program. So if you chose the payment plan, you will get 0 fees. If you chose pay in full, you will get the full fees here listing for each of your options that you've chosen. So now I'm going to proceed to checkout. And here's your summary of charges. Again, I chose the payment plan, so it's $0 due today. You confirm your billing information, phone number, email, and then you can continue. And then here's your successful transaction. Is complete, and then you will automatically get a PDF of that receipt in your email. You do not need to re-enter another email. So from here, you can either log out or continue shopping. Any questions on registration?
Debbie, not a question, but just a comment.
Yes.
Oh, I'm fuzzy. I wanted to remind everyone to make sure your residency has been, we don't have to worry. Oh, because they're in school.
For this
Okay.
Beyond the Bell.
Then never mind. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all for me. If you have any questions regarding registration, we're here in the office at Main Park Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions. You can reach us, our phone number 847-692-5127, or you can shoot us an email at recreation@prparks.org, and we will get to those as quickly as we can.
Debbie, I think I've got a question.
Okay.
Oh, what is the fee if you choose to pay in full? Is it
There's
the whole year? Okay.
If you, yeah, the full fee is based on the number of days for the option you're selecting. So the fees per day for the entire school year are different because of the number of days that the children will be attending on Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, or Fridays. So but you do have options to pay in full if you so choose. Does that help? Okay. I'll go back to
If you want to stop sharing, I can
Yep.
put all of our information so people can. They can have there's our contact information.
If you have any more questions, you can go ahead and put those in the chat box and we'd be happy to answer them. You can put them to my attention. All right. I'm checking my chat. I don't have any additional questions. Amy, Robin, or Debbie, do you guys have any questions in the chat?
No, but there's a participant with a hand raised, so I'm not sure if she has a question.
I think that she had her hand raised in the beginning,
Perfect.
unless she has more questions.
I don't have any in my chat.
All right, I'm just, someone had tried the wish list right now, and she says it looks like you have to go through the checkbox screen one at a time rather than all 6 at once. So yes, you do have to select each one. And I mean, we're still in the process of finalizing and setting up all the different sections. So I wouldn't put anything into your wish list until the day before registration. But yes, you do have to add them one at a time. Okay, I don't have any more questions.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, here's our contact information. If you think of any questions after the fact, you want to send us a quick email or questions about billing or registering, you can reach out to Debbie. We're here to make this as easy as possible for you.
Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Mm-mm.